Hey y'all, and welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out another one of my videos. No coffee this time. Once again, last week I didn't have a coffee intro. This week I don't have a coffee intro. I just have water because I just came back from taking my kids to the park and it's hot. I think it's like in the 90s, but the heat index is like well over 100 and we went to the park. I'm hot. I need to hydrate. Just put the kids to bed and I am ready to sit down and talk to you guys about the new makeup releases that came out this past week and let you guys know if I plan to purchase them or not. And we're going to do it inspired by Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner, where she does top 5, bottom 5. So out of all the releases that I noticed this past week, I picked 5 to talk about that I thought were in the top category, and then 5 that I thought were in the bottom category out of all the releases. And we'll just chit chat about them a little bit. And yeah, that is what we do around here every weekend. I hope you guys are ready for it. Let's keep this intro short and sweet and just dive right into the new makeup releases. Okay, first up, we're going to talk about a top 5, and this is something I actually don't have to put a little insert here because I can just show you guys. Nomad is coming out with their newest palette, and they sent this to me ahead of schedule in PR, and I am so excited to share with you guys what it looks like in person. I have been working on a video for this launch. It's supposed to launch, I believe, on Monday or Tuesday. Let me double check. It's launching July 12th, so I will definitely have a video out. I did multiple looks with this palette. I have my full review. I have swatches, and it's all coming very soon. My plan is to try to launch it on Sunday, so tomorrow when you guys are watching this, but I'm gonna do my best. It might be Monday. We'll see how it goes, but like I said, I am gonna try my best to get it up on Sunday just so it's as early as possible before the launch if you guys want to check out the type of looks I did and my overall thoughts and opinions on this new palette. But yes, this is definitely landing in my top 5 because I think it's a very fun and different type of color story, especially considering what we've seen from Nomad recently, but also just in general. I just love this array of, especially mixing purples and yellows together. These tones and these hues of purples and yellows are so very pretty. The red, the grays, it was a very fun color story to work with and create multiple looks out of. And then when we're talking about Nomad's formula, you guys are going to see my review. We'll get into that. But yes, this is the first one we're going to talk about today. Definitely landed in my top 5. It is their new Fetes de Provence. No idea if I'm saying that right, but that's my best go at it. But this is their newest palette. Very cute, very beautiful, and yeah, definitely one that, not that I'm going to buy or anything, but I do have it. I am very thankful that Nomad did send it to me in PR. I didn't even mention it before, but it's what's on my eyes today. So if you like what is going on my eyes, I used the new Nomad palette to create my eye look today, and I really like how it turned out. Okay, switching to bottom 5. So this is something that new launched, but just not for me. This is from Pat McGrath Labs. This is her newest Mothership X, Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction palette coming soon. I always get confused when it comes to Pat McGrath and her Mothership palettes because to me they look very, very similar. So when I saw this, I was like, she doesn't have this already? I am not sure. It could be a return of a limited edition that maybe she's already launched and she's just bringing it back, because I feel like I've seen this, specifically this special shade here before, and then these more pinky grayish tones with the mattes, but I could be wrong. I've never tried Pat McGrath Lab and I don't stay very up to date, so I usually see her palettes and I go, wow, that's beautiful artwork, or that's beautiful cover, but then the insides don't appeal to me. I'm not someone who's like super into getting a palette mainly for the special shadows. So for me personally, Pat McGrath Labs and her Mothership palettes have never just hit it out of the park for me or tempted me to buy it, especially considering the price and all that. But I know a lot of people have a big love for her shadows, especially for her more special shadows, her shimmers and stuff like that. So if you are excited about this launch, let me know that down below in the comments. It doesn't have a date yet, but yeah, it just says coming soon, newest palette, artwork per usual. The cover is very, very pretty, but I'm just not intrigued enough to try the brand just looking at the color story. So it's an easy pass for me. Oh my goodness, this next one, I'm definitely picking it up. So this is a top 5 for sure, and this is from Give Me Glow, and she has teamed up with Baka Turtle to create this strip design. This is the artist who created the cover for it, and she just did an exceptional job. And the way the cover captures the color story inside, you guys know I love that. The artwork on the outside is beautiful, I think, for just displaying purposes, but then the inside, look at this color story. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I feel like I have not half of what I see in here, but I definitely have a couple of these shadows already in my collection, specifically Sunny and Limeade, and I think Mojito. It doesn't matter. I want this palette, this collection. I want this all together, so I'm definitely planning to pick it up. It has 10 shades in it, coming soon. I don't have a date yet, and I think there's another palette that's going to be launched at the same time as this. We just haven't seen it yet. Trust me, I've been checking Give Me Glow almost every day going like, oh, has she launched or has she shared what the next one is? She's gearing up for some launches for sure. She's been busy working, absolutely. Like, look at these. Look at those shimmers. I love Gimme Glow shimmers. They're so beautiful. They're so effortless to put on, very easy with a flat brush and whatnot. They stand out so much. They look so beautiful. Yeah, so like I said, I probably don't need to buy this as a collection because like I said, I have some of them, but I just love the color story. I love the palette. I want to create some looks inspired by the palette cover and all that, so I am going to pick this up. I know I don't need to, but you guys know me. I'm a huge fan of Gimme Glow, and these greens and blues and yellows speak to me, so this is definitely top 5 easily, as you guys can tell. Definitely something I want to pick up. Okay, switching over to bottom 5. This is a new launch from P. Louise Academy, or P. Louise Makeup. They are launching this Beauty in the Breakup palette, launching July 2nd, so it should already be out. This palette, I mean, I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm sure it creates really pretty looks, but you guys know me. I'm not really into this type of color story, so when I see this, seeing so many similar shades, that peach is beautiful, but it's just an easy pass for me. Yeah, it's just not something that I'm super intrigued. There's a whole collection to go with this palette as well. So let me know if you picked up anything from this collection. I can go ahead and pop over there and just see. They have, oh yeah, they have a makeup melter, which I think is really cool. But what else do they have? They have a lot of stuff in their collection. They have these lip pouts, combinations, lip gloss and a lip conditioner, and then maybe a lip gloss. So they have a lot of stuff within that collection. It sounds really cool, but nothing in this collection speaks to me. The palette, again, it's that bulky packaging. I really wish you would steer away from this bulky packaging. It's the same packaging as the Worldy palette, and it is very big. So for me, I'm not attracted to the color story. I'm not attracted to like the theme of the palette, and it's just such a bulky palette. So all around, this is a very easy pass for me. Okay, swinging back to my top 5. This is another thing that I'm going to be featuring on my channel for sure. This is from St. Angel's Sinners, and this is their Together eyeshadow palette. It's available now for pre-order, but look at this color story. Look at this. Look at that matte green. Adam and Eve. That is a pretty color. And also the green in the middle looks beautiful. What's it called? Abbott and Costello. I think the theme and the names of the palette is just so cute. Bert and Ernie. Anyway, getting a little sidetracked there, but yeah, the color story intrigues me so much. I love the tones of green in here. I love that deep dark black. You got some purple in there. There's a lot of shimmers in here, but I am so excited. This will be my first dive into trying her mattes on my eyes. I do have some palettes from her that she sent to me. I'm so very grateful to her for sending them to me in PR. I just haven't had a chance to use it. I'm very sorry, but she is sending this to me. I think it's waiting at my UPS box, and after naps, if the kids are all doing good, I was planning to go pick it up really quick so that I can start working on some looks and whatnot and get a video out featuring this palette as soon as I can. So I'm actually like up to date on her palettes, because the first palette I tried from her, like I'm just about to share my review with you guys, and I don't even think she sells that palette anymore. That's how old it is. So I want to get like a jump start on one of her palettes, and she sent me this one, so I am going to be doing a video on it, and at least multiple looks, at least a couple looks, 2-3 looks, just so you guys can see some ideas for the palette, and I can give you a well-rounded opinion of the palette in that video. So I am very excited to be creating looks with this palette and starting to put that video together. But yeah, this color story intrigues me. St. Angel's Sinners, I've only tried her shimmers, but they are so special and so beautiful. They're very smooth, very easy to put on. I love that they're just so intense and sparkly, and they're just such a special type of shimmer, but they're very smooth on your lids. They go on very smoothly with a brush. They're very easy to pick up, and so that just hits all the spots for me. So yeah, this is definitely top 5 for sure from this past week. I'm very excited to get my hands on it. Okay, bottom 5. This is from Moira? I don't know why I couldn't say that just now. Cosmetics. This is the new Celeste series, and they have 2 different type of palettes. They have their Chasing Eternity palette. No, wait. Celestial Love, and then Chasing Eternity. I'm not sure which is which, but obviously you guys probably know which one. I was like, ooh, what's that? This palette right here definitely caught my eye. I love the tones in this for a neutral palette. I wish it was a little more heavy on the green and not so heavy on the browns. And then I think it would be a little bit more tempting. But as it is, I look at it, I'm like, that's pretty, but I'm not tempted to buy it. And also the packaging, I'm not crazy, like a big fan of. I don't know if it's just that it's sitting in this box. I think it's just sitting in a box, and then the palette you can pull out, but still the palette looks a little bit like it's kind of elevated, like a chunky type of box, almost like P. Louise, but probably not that thick. But it just looks like it's a little bit chunkier than it needs to be. Oh, there's 3 different types. I saw all these. No, there's 4. Oh my goodness, I can't count. There's 4. There's Celestial Love palette, Chasing Eternity palette, Endless Moonlight palette, and Time to Shine. Anyway, the swatches for the palette that I'm attracted to remind me of another palette that came out, I feel like not too long ago, but I can't put my finger on it. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, just looking at these swatches, it makes me think of another palette, but I can't name it. But anyway, I do think it's a really pretty type of neutral with a, you know, splash of green in there type of color story that I would enjoy creating some looks with, but as a whole, I'm not, you know, attracted and tempted enough to want to pick this up. So it's an easy pass for me, hence why I'm putting it in the bottom 5, and especially bottom 5 too. Just like looking at all 4 palettes, really only that one stood out to me. So overall, an easy pass. This one is going to be top 5, and I go back and forth on whether I want to actually pick this up, but definitely wins top 5. Shop Violet Voss Take Flight eyeshadow palette. I'm putting in the top 5 because it's actually a palette from Violet Voss that I'm like, that's pretty and that's colorful, and I feel like Violet Voss has just been not hitting the mark for me for so very long. Like all the palettes that they're launching have been very just blah, but this, like the palette design, it's simple, yes, with the butterfly, but it's still pretty. I think it's very pretty, and then inside it's actually colorful. Like look at this. If it's anything like this picture, you got saturation there with those pinks and corals, but then you have the blues and pinks and purples over there with a little splash of green. You got shimmers, mattes, you got the white and blue in the middle. I'm kind of tempted to get this just to try Violet Voss. It's been years since I've tried them, so I have no idea if I still would be a fan of their color story. And like I said, it's a colorful palette. I do like the color story. I think it'll create a lot of pretty looks. It's a bit of a rainbow palette, but not too much so that I feel like it's just like another rainbow palette. This has got like a twist to it in that it's just not a bright rainbow palette. They've got the rainbow has depth to it, so I think it'll just create so many really beautiful looks. It's really heavy on the shimmers, which I think is my biggest pause looking at this palette, as I feel like it has a lot of shimmers, but it does have the deep tones in there with the black and the blue down there, so I appreciate that for deepening out my outer corner, but I don't know. Should I pick this up? I love butterflies. I feel like anytime a palette is like themed or has anything to do with butterflies, I'm just like, oh, I think I want that. So I'm very tempted on that aspect, but I don't know. I go back and forth. But regardless if I pick it up or not, I did think this earned a spot in the top 5 because like I said, it's something from Violet Voss that's actually colorful, and I think overall color story and palette design is very pretty. Okay, we're gonna swing over to bottom 5 and talk about Danessa Myricks. I think from what I was reading of people who shared this, who are big fans of Danessa Myricks, that this is a relaunch. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but I think this is something that she had launched previously as a limited edition, and now she's bringing it back, maybe permanent. I'm honestly not sure. Available July 22nd, $85. Again, Danessa Myricks is that brand that releases, everyone talks about her very special shadows and whatnot, and they look beautiful. Not saying that they don't. They look absolutely beautiful, but you guys know me. I like just playing with color and mattes and shimmers. Yes, I do enjoy playing with those special shadows that just look like they are, you know, having fireworks on your eyelids as you like move and whatnot. But I'm not someone to tend to gravitate toward palettes that are solely just the special shadows. And also this is a kind of expensive palette, so it's $65 for 8 shadows. It's overall an easy pass for me. I'm sure when they swatch these shadows, they're gonna be gorgeous and amazing and beautiful and just so stunning and whatnot. And these whiter tones over here, I'm sure are just so shifty and beautiful, but I'm just like, I can pass. So overall, when I saw this, it was an easy scroll. I almost just kept on scrolling by because I was like, not interested at all. So that's why it's earning a spot in the bottom 5. Okay, last top 5 for this video. TerraMoon Cosmetics is releasing 14 new single eyeshadows, and per usual when it comes to TerraMoon Cosmetics, they look amazing, so beautiful. Like just look at these. Oh my goodness, they just look like the type of eyeshadow that you could put on your hand and just do this all day long and just look at how beautiful they are. Very, very pretty. I'm sure they are just gonna be, they look so smooth as well, like this shade. Oh my goodness, so smooth looking at applying them. And from the few times that I've tried TerraMoon Cosmetics, when it comes to their like just single shadows, I have been really impressed. I had a couple of her like more, not translucent, but like her white shadows that once you put them on, depending on what you put them on, they just pop with different colors. They're so beautiful. I love them for inner corner highlights. So I'm sure these are gonna be amazing. Oh my goodness, look at this shade. So beautiful. So yeah, 14 new singles. They got Stellar. Oh, they got all the different colors, $17 each. They got a couple for $13, one for $8. I'm not sure what the difference is, maybe depending on if they're like multi-chrome or duochrome or just like a sparkly finish, but lots of new stuff coming from them. I'm not planning to pick anything up just because I feel like I have enough new things coming in right now, and in singles I don't use them as much, so it's an easy pass for me. But definitely this is something that if I was placing a purchase on TerraMoon Cosmetics website for like a palette or I don't know, something else, I'd probably be throwing one of these into my cart, specifically like this yellow gold shade down there. That's so pretty, as well as this like more dirty gold green. That shade is so pretty too. So overall, just beautiful, beautiful shadows. I had to put it in my top 5. Okay, last up, we're gonna talk about my bottom 5, and this is the last for the video. Profusion is releasing their I Heart Boba Tea collection, and I will give them props. That is cute. Like, just the whole theme of this is very, very cute. My kids are big fans of boba tea. We don't get it too often around here. It's just hard to find it unless we go to the mall, but anytime we go to the mall, they're always asking to go stop by and see if the boba tea place is open because they think it's just so fun to have some boba tea. Anyway, nothing to do with this collection. So let's look at this. They have a couple palettes, which I think are like themed to look like a cup is my assumption, and got little like boba teas on it. So when you close it, it'll look like the teas at the bottom. And they have a green one, which I'm tempted, but I've seen other pictures and I don't think it's as saturated as that. So it's kind of an easy pass for me. They have cheek products. They have water activated liners, cake liners, and looks like glitter pots as well. So they have a lot of stuff in this collection. Let me see if they have other pictures of this palette. Nope, they don't. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of pictures to show you except for right here when it comes to the palettes, but overall the only one that really is attractive to me is the green. But even then, it's got those two like very neutral tones in there that are just kind of like those throwaway shadows for me. I'd be curious what this green at the top is, because it almost looks like it's two different colors. I'd be curious to know if that's a shimmer or a matte. That's the only one that kind of intrigues me. The two bottom ones are very pretty. They're mattes that I would like to work with, but as a whole, this collection, when I saw it, I was like, that's cute, but in no way is tempting me to buy it. So it's an easy pass for me. Okay, so that's gonna do it for my top 5, bottom 5 when it comes to new makeup releases from this past week. I feel like I got through that pretty quickly. I'm rather proud of myself that I didn't have to click record again because I recorded over 30 minutes, which is typically my MO whenever I sit down to film a video, but especially for Will I Buy It. So anyway, that is gonna do it for me. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about all of these new releases that I talked about, especially the ones that I'm planning to pick up or just do videos on. Let me know which one you're most excited to hear about. Nomad, hopefully tomorrow, and then also Saint Angel Sinners. I can't wait to start on that video, but yeah, just let me know your thoughts down below in the comments on these new releases. Let me know if I missed any really great releases or the Gimme Glow. I can't wait for Gimme Glow to release more information and a date. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below, and I think that's gonna do it for today's video. Per usual, if you want to continue following me, I'm over on Instagram. I'm LadyKatie92 over there. I always have my Instagram linked down below, but I post reels, up close eye swatches, all that sort of thing. And with all that said, I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye guys.